What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here. We are back with another Tales, just in general video. I was gonna say Tales of the Rays, but it's more than just Rays. The live stream just ended. The one they do once a year to kind of cover all their games and stuff. But this year it wasn't the regular Tales room because they didn't have any Tales of Arise info to kind of give out. So they just did a Tales mobile game stream. So I'm gonna be going through real quick. It was a 2-hour stream, which they actually started late with. And I'm just going to go over quickly what was kind of shown here. So first we'll start with the Rays preview that they showed. And they basically just showed the story characters we're going to be getting this month. So let's just take a look at this real quick. I have it muted for copyright reasons for some of this other stuff. So first character here, we have Atwhite from Tales of Destiny. Which actually was a surprise. I wasn't expecting her to come with this chapter, but based on the current Ray's story, it makes sense. And the second character is what we all thought. You know, it is human form Karia, so you're going to see her in just a second. Interesting to put these two characters together, but I will not complain. So there you go. There's Karia. And then they show off her mirage art. Oh, well, there's her mirage artwork right there. And then we're going to see her, like, mirage animation a little bit for a second here. There you go. She does some kind of, like, weird, like, mirror stuff. And there you go. And I'm pretty sure that's everything. Oh, and they showed this. I have no idea what this is, but we've seen this in the opening. So I'm assuming this is probably where the end of the arc is probably going to happen over the next few months. So this is actually pretty cool. And I think that's pretty much everything for Tales of the Rays. And then they did some fun, like, skit stuff there. Yeah, that's everything there. So that's pretty cool. Really excited. I'm probably going to throw a few multis besides the free multi on that banner because I do want to pull the Karia. But I'm not going to go crazy deep because obviously she'll get a seasonal at some point on her own. Moving on, let's move on to the Asteria stuff. I'm really just going to cover the important stuff that was kind of shown here. It seems like because of the participation in the stream or whatever, we're going to get like 50 diamonds, if I read that right, on top of the other rewards that we're going to be getting. Alright, so let's move on to Asteria. So right here, we are going to be getting a Christmas banner for anyone who plays Asteria. So, as you can see, we've got Saray, Yuri, Eleanor, and Kohaku. One of them will obviously get a 4-star. I'm not sure who it's going to be among these, but I assume Yuri and Saray are probably going to be complete 5-6 stars. I do like over here, you can kind of see, these are obviously for Saray, but you've got all the Asteria characters as, like, little, I don't even know what you would call them, but like ornaments. As you can see here, you got Lila, you got Edna, you got Mikleo right here, you got Zavid and Dezel's like hanging on for dear life, and then you got Rose and Alicia over here, which is pretty cool. So that's going to be the banner there, and then there's also a retweet campaign for a free 5-star Lila unit. Let me see if I can find the actual image of Lila. It was like, well, there's that shot of her. Let's just skip ahead real quick, see when they show her off completely. Well, there's her head. There you go. Alright, so this 5-star Lila will be part of a retweet campaign. If the retweet campaign on the Asteria page, the Twitter, hits 5,000 retweets, all players will get a 5-star of her, and I assume all the materials you need to fully limit break her. So there's that. Let's move on to the Crestoria. Okay, I went a little bit too far there. So in the Crestoria portion, it's really hard because now this is all blacked out, so I gotta kind of just click around. But for Crestoria, they showed off a few things. No release date, so I'm going to say that immediately. We don't have a release date. They did announce that there would be another stream in the future for Crestoria, which I kind of rolled my eyes at because, you know, we've gotten enough Crestoria live streams. But hopefully this next one will be the final one because after what they showed on the stream today, there's literally nothing else you can show about the game besides who's singing the opening song, the opening animation in general, because they showed images from it, but they didn't show the whole thing. So those are two things that they have left to show, and that's really it. The only other thing I could say they could show us is what the battle points are for. Like, obviously there's going to be some kind of like PvP system or whatever. We don't know what that's for, but those are the only three things in the game we know nothing about. Because they did show off the gacha system in today's thing. So they showed off some concept stuff. Here's the official concept art. So when you open the app page, when it's eventually out, this is what you'll see. You know, you've got Leon, Milla, Luke over here, and you've got the two antagonists down here. And this is the normal artwork we've seen a billion times. And there's a closer image of it right there. Let's keep moving forward. There's a little, like, concept stuff for these characters here. Very cool stuff there. If I sound kind of out of it, that's because it's like 9 o'clock in the morning when the stream just ended. I'm exhausted. They went on to explain here that there's going to be like a path that you follow. So like the path right here in red is going to be the main story. So that's why it has these three characters here. But like blue text right here, like here for Leon, for example, is apparently going to be like side story stuff. So I'll be interested to see what those side stories actually entail and what they kind of do for you. There was a trailer that they showed kind of towards the end, kind of talking about it more. But I assume that'll be on YouTube or something later. Okay, here's the... Okay, so it's called the Memoria... it's the Memoria something. I forget what it was called. But this is where they showed the summon animation. So we'll talk about the gacha animation in a second, but look at this real quick. So, what I want to talk about here, I'm going to take the biggest L that I've ever taken on my channel for being wrong. I have been promoting, you know, for months and months and months that this would not be a character gacha. I was completely wrong. I didn't think that Tales would be a franchise that would get that high quality animations very frequently for character after character after character. So I will take that L. Obviously, it is a character gacha. And, you know, it's cool. Sorry, I had to make a quick cut right there. But yeah, so basically, it is a character gacha. I'll take my L for being wrong on that. I think it can still be good. It's just going to depend kind of how things work out, you know, gacha-wise, what the rates are and all that. Hopefully, it's at least a minimum of... Hopefully, it stays with... I'm really worried about because Asteria is obviously like 3% chance for a 5-star. So I'm hoping that this gacha kind of follows Tales of the Rays with the 5%, because 5% is pretty normal for most gachas for an SSR. And obviously the rarities are SSR, SR, and rare, from what they showed on the live stream anyway. So obviously the animation they just showed here shows them pulling Velvet. I like that each character is gonna, kind of like in SAO Rising Steel, gets this very nice like artwork. And then it shows you the character actually popping up there, so you're like summoning, it's like the Memoria Stone or something, that's what this thing is called. So Velvet, obviously, as you can see there, she is a physical type wind unit that's an SSR. So that's pretty cool. Let me see if I can move. Let's move ahead a bit to where they showed off. So this has something to do with like, so this is what it's showing like right here. You get like the character if you pull them and you get their character story. And they're showing off right here that this is pretty much how equips are going to work. So your other characters that you're not going to be using will serve as equips for the characters to kind of boost them. I assume you're probably going to want to use same type characters for a boost. So like, you know, this Gaius you'd probably want to put under Muzella, but obviously it'll probably depend on what stats you're trying to go for here. But this does show, see, the HP, attack, and defense all go up for having these equipped characters on there. So SRs and rares will still be useful even if you're running a full SSR team. It'll obviously just depend like kind of what your account is looking like and all that. Let's keep moving ahead. So this is the team setup right here. So as you can see, there's 4 slots right here, and there's 2 sub-slots. I assume that this is going to work exactly like SAO Rising Steel, where the first 4 characters are the characters you have on the field, and you're going to be able to... It's going to have probably a way for you to swap characters out. If you're fighting a specific enemy, you need a different typing for a different type of character. And then obviously, if one of these main party members goes down, you will probably be able to swap it. Well, obviously, the next character in the line will obviously come in. Another thing I want to note here is that, and I'll be able to show it better probably in like future stuff, and there's 3,000 crystals here. There's not really anything to like say about that, but I'll be interested to see how much multis cost. It's probably going to be like 250 or something like that. What I was going to say is that all characters cap out at 50, so even these SRs and rares here, you'll see it later when they're showing off the full box, but they're all like level 50. So what I'm assuming is dupes in this game, you probably only need 1 copy if you're just going to play like normally, but I'm assuming dupes will probably be for your Mystic Arts. They'll probably make things better there. Okay, so yeah, like right here, like look right here. So all these characters, they all have the, you know, level 50 as their cap. And obviously, you know, SSRs are going to be better than the SRs. You can see right here, Ruka, for example, only has 6,400 health at level 50, whereas... I mean, which, you know, Luke does too. He's around the same number there, but Luke obviously has more power and more magic, or defense. I assume that's just attack and defense. But then you look at someone like Vicious right here has 9,130 health, but his attack stats are actually... His attack stat is lower than the SR Ruka, but his defense is higher than the Ruka. So it's just gonna, you know, it does seem like you're not gonna need full SSRs to complete the content in this game. You'll be able to make SRs, you know, worthwhile to use. But I assume all these characters are probably ones we're gonna see on starting banners when the game first comes out. So these, so obviously, Orwin, Kanata, Mizella, and Vicious are gonna be story SSRs that are gonna be given to us, I assume. I don't think they're going to be summonable. I assume we're going to start with them, or it may be a case where we'll get like a rare SR version of these characters, but nothing was shown here to kind of indicate that. And then obviously, these are probably some of the rares and SRs you'll see on the banner down here when the game starts. So we've got like Gaius, we've got Lila, we got Pharaoh, we got Annis, and stuff like that. So that's cool right there. Let's see, what else was... So yeah, as you can see, well, here's the interesting thing. You've got Velvet up here, but it seems like you can also use her as an equip there. Or this is a different Velvet, it looks like. I don't know. We're going to need more information on that overall, but... Oh, okay, so no, you get crystals. So any character you pull, it seems you get crystals for them, and you can equip those to specific characters. So ignore what I just said. Like I said, the stream just ended. I don't have translations or anything yet. For any of this stuff, so I'm just going based on what I see. So it seems like each character you get a crystal, so that's probably what they were showing. You get the character, and then when you pull the character, you get a crystal for them as well. So you'll be able to use those crystals to equip to someone. So you'll be able to run anyone you want, and then also run those crystals on other characters as well. If you wanted to run your Velvet crystal on Velvet, you probably could. And then they showed off some gameplay here, which was pretty cool. They actually showed off Velvet's Mystic Art, which I'm sure will be on Twitter sooner than later. It's just Hell's Claw, like it is in the actual game. For her... or not Hell's Claw, that's her regular art in this game. What's it called? Let's just actually skip forward till we get to it. Because I'm clearly dumb and just forgetting. Let's see. Nope, a little bit further. A little bit further. Oh, I went a little bit too far. Lethal Pain, that's what it's called. But let's go to the beginning of that so you guys can kind of see what it fully looks like. Okay, so that was shown off there. So it was kind of nice to see a new Mystic art. And then the third thing that was shown was just they showed a whole bunch of screenshots for the opening animation. They didn't show us the opening animation yet, but we do have screenshots for it. So that was pretty cool to see. And then this is the last thing that was kind of talked about here. The last important thing was that there was going to be another live stream. They didn't give us a date or anything, but there is going to be another Tales of Crestoria live stream. Like I said, I kind of rolled my eyes at it because I was just kind of like, you know, we've already had like, in the last year, we've had like 6 Tales of Crestoria live streams. And with what they've shown here, what else is there to show us besides the opening animation, what the battle points are for, and then who's singing the opening animation, and then telling us the release date. So hopefully this is the final Tales of Crestoria live stream, because you really have nothing else to show us. And then they had this little, I'll play this trailer real quick. Lower the volume a little bit. They pretty much, it's just a, like a brand new trailer. Like I said, you'll probably see this on Twitter relatively soon after you watch my video. They talk about the world here. They're talking about, like, the path you take will be the characters you encounter and stuff. Which I will obviously, all the story stuff will be stuff I do videos or streams for. Probably videos, just so we have it archived better. See, and as you can see, that character actually joined. Yep, and now they're showing off all the different characters. Okay, so we saw Farah there, which we already saw before. There's Luke. I don't know why he's a silhouette. We already know he's in the game. Yuna. There's Sophie. So Sophie's going to be obtainable early on. There's Yuri Lowell, of course. You got to have the poster boy in pretty early. Alright, there's Cress. Velvet. Leon. So I'll be interested to see if there's going to be a version of a character you just get for free. Like, maybe you get a rare or an SR Velvet after you encounter her, and then there's like a summonable version of her. Okay, so the entire story itself will have normal, hard, and very hard, so there'll be plenty of currency to get there. Alright, there's Emil and Marta, Mint, Laphicet, Persea, Shing, more characters we didn't know previously that would be early in the game. Now they're just talking about the antagonist a bit. All these different lights are probably different characters you're gonna have to encounter going across the world. And then here, they're showing off the summon animation again. So I assume if you only get a blue... I assume if you get a blue circle and it shows the character, it's going to be a rare, gold circle, SR, and this rainbow thing, obviously an SSR. And I assume they're just going to show Velvet again. Yep. They're just explaining how you get the characters. They're showing off the team stuff, so you can put the crystals on the character to give them a stat boost. So as you can see here, 4 characters, 2 sub-characters, just like I was talking about before. It looks like over here... Okay, so it looks like each mission... So 15, 30, 45. So you get 45 gems every mission, which means it's probably not 250 for a multi. It's probably going to be like... I'd even wager to say maybe like 500 to 1,000 per multi. Okay, showing off the characters again that we've seen. So obviously you want to... Actually, I didn't even look. Let's go back for a second. I actually want to see something. Okay, so it looks like here it shows you what type of enemies you'll be facing, maybe. So, or maybe this is the attribute you want to have. Okay, yeah. So you look at Kanata, he has an up there. So this is like what you're going to want to be using for each stage. And then I wonder what these are for. You can see kind of these... It looks like some kind of like equip item or something. It has a rarity, so it's got to be something important. This is maybe like an AP bottle. Like maybe you can restore your AP with that. And it looks like this is some kind of stone, so maybe there is some kind of like crafting that can be done here. Alright, now they're showing off the gameplay and kind of the interactions at the beginning of battle. Showing off the mystic arts, okay. Skipping ahead because we've already seen those. Shows you get XP after every stage. And then they talk about the character room. You'll be able to customize what your character looks like. Okay, down here it looks like, see, you've got this character. I guess you can level up a character with... Oh, so that rare shard is probably just level up material. Yep, you can see there, he leveled up super quick. Yep, and Tales of Crestoria, no release date, other than the fact it should come out in 2020. So yeah, that's pretty much that kind of dragged on the Crestoria portion, but that was probably the most information they had, so I'm still pretty excited. I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed that it's a character gacha because people will worry about the low rates and not being able to get the characters they want, but I'd say everyone's main focus when the game comes out, if you're just looking to be able to complete all the content, will be, yes, go for your favorites, but also work on building, you know, a team that's pretty versatile. So maybe start with getting a character of each color, and then after that, work on solo color teams, and, you know, after, you know, a year, people should have, you know, a full team of every color that they can run and stuff like that. But obviously, favorites are the most important thing to most people. So, I would say when the game comes out, just be careful with your summons, and I guess just see how it goes. Reroll if you want to, if one of the starting characters is someone you really want. That might be something to do. But on that, guys, that's pretty much everything important that happened on the stream. Whenever the Tales of Crestoria live stream gets a release date or an announced date of when it's actually going to happen, I will obviously make a video covering that, and we'll do another live stream when that actually happens, and we'll watch it together and hope that we get a release date then. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think down below about all the stuff coming to these games. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.